That way I can just share it later on. I can do like a editing video. That's what I figured I would do anyways, even if nobody was able to make it. But oh, Angela, girl, yes, there's four of us here. Is there? Oh my God. Thank you. I didn't even notice that. Thank you so much. My screen turns off on the bottom. Well, welcome everybody. How is everybody doing? Thank you so much for coming on and listening to me give my spiel. I'm so happy and I'm so excited, you guys. You don't even know. Okay. Let's take a deep breath. Okay. So, first of all, I am Connie. Hello. I'm going to say Consuelo Diaz. I started Connie's Little Boutique in 2018, and a lot of my CLB sisters, of course, they met me there. So, well, Miss Fallon, actually, I know her from way back in the day. My other sisters I met on Connie's Little Boutique. So, I don't know where I was going with that, but I want to share my story, how I started first. I'm not going to try to take up too much time. I only wanted to do this in 30 minutes. So I made a list of what I'm going to explain, but I want to share my story first, which was in 2017. Well, I'll share a little bit about my career. So I was a general manager for a fast food restaurant. I was with them for 10 years, and they were $1 million store, and I made them a lot of dang money. Oh, shoot. Can everybody else hear me? Oh, can anybody hear me? Can everybody hear me fine?
Yes, we can hear you, sis.
Okay, Miss Nancy, I'm so sorry, girl. She said something about not being able to hear, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna keep talking.
I would click out and then reopen the Zoom back up. That's what happened to me yesterday.
Okay, did you get that, Miss Nancy? Thank you, Angeline. Um, so I used to be a general manager for a fast food restaurant for a long time, and management was just my thing, like everywhere I went. So I was pretty used to running a business, but I quit them in 2015. After I had my son Leo, he's 7 now. I worked the whole pregnancy with him all the way up to 38 weeks. It was not a good experience. It was horrible. I don't know how I survived that long. Anyways, um, I went on maternity leave and I went back after 6 weeks and I had really bad postpartum depression. And in this time, I was still at Taco Bell. I had this idea that I wanted to be self employed. I would rather just work for myself. Like, I'm good at making money, anyways. Like, how can I not make money for myself and be the owner instead of the manager? You know what I'm saying? So, so I got the idea to do a boutique, and in 2015, that's when I started coming up with ideas for like t-shirts, selling purses and stuff like that. That's only when Marketplace was open. Marketplace had just opened, and so I had practiced selling. I don't know if anybody has sold on Marketplace, but that's where I started. That's where a lot of people start. I mean, that's what a lot of people do nowadays. It's better than a garage sale sometimes. So I started on Marketplace before live shows, just selling random purses like, the designer inspired and stuff like that. I did that. That was in 2015. So in 2017 is when I really started to push and started to research. And I took a marketing course from I had done MCA. I don't know who's done MCA before, but you guys, I was like in it deep. Like, we're about to work online and I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to do it. So I did MCA and I found this man who was teaching a course about how to market MCA, and he was talking about funnels and he was talking about like all kind e-commerce, and I was like, wow, like this whole new world just opened up. This is what I've been looking for. So I paid for his course. It was $150, and I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. Even though this particular gentleman, he's still on my Facebook, he left his program open. Like, he did a whole program, and then at the very end, like, there was no finish to it. It's kind of like he was just saying the same thing. So I still don't regret it because he taught us a lot about marketing, and then marketing without having to use paid advertisements. Hey, Miss Nancy, you have a question? Is that what that is? Let me know. Let me know. Um, so I followed his course, and then I got the confidence working in a community. We were in a community. I can't remember what it was called. No Limits, or was it No Limits? Or I can't remember. New. I can't remember, but we were in a community. He put us in a community, and we fed off of each other. I can't hear anything. No. Let's see. Can somebody type up for her to do the log out like you did, Angeline? Thank you, Angeline. I love you, girl. So, he put us in a community and we fed off of each other. We were in chat groups, like we were just back and forth like we are here, and we shared knowledge. We shared knowledge. So, I don't regret that. After that, I that's when I started my business. Okay, so I started Connie's Little Boutique because I saw paparazzi. So live video went on in 2016, and I saw paparazzi. I was like, "Wow, what is this?" I didn't know what paparazzi was until one of my friends in the small town that I lived in was like, "Girl, I'm gonna start selling paparazzi," and I was like, "What is that?" She didn't talk about live show. She just said, you order jewelry and then you sell. It's all $5, and she gave me the whole skinny. Be sure to. Thank you so much, Angeline. So, I was like, wow, paparazzi, that is a good idea. Wow. And I started seeing it on the live shows. I was like, I know what that is. Okay. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to sell somebody else's stuff. I did this for like my whole life. I sold somebody else's stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so I love paparazzi. I am not against paparazzi. They are a great and amazing community. What they have done, they have built an empire, and all of their people build empires. So I'm not saying anything negative, but your girl, I'm just like I'm low. I'm so low. So I did not do the paparazzi right away. I was like, I can sell my own jewelry. I know I can sell my own jewelry. So that's where Connie's Little Boutique was born. I got the idea. You know, close the door. Thank you, baby. I only need like 20 more minutes, okay, my love? Yes. So I am going to read off the list that I wrote down, and this might answer questions that anybody has. And then if there is any questions that I did not answer in my list, you guys can ask. And if I can't answer it right away, I can write it down and then I can get your response later on. So thank you. So I'm just gonna go down the list, and thank you guys again for being here. I feel like I'm accomplishing something. When you've been a stay-at-home mom for this long, like the small things just mean so much, and I know somebody can relate to me. Okay, so I explained where my idea came from. Now, if you've not started your own business before, it does require paperwork and stuff like that from the federal government and from the state that you live in and the city. So there is, I wrote a list. Okay, I wrote a list. Now, I am a sole proprietor. If you guys do not know what a sole proprietor is somebody who is an individual, not a corporation. Okay, so I'm just a sole proprietor. I don't have any employees. It's just me. And if I am in business, they and my product, something goes on, not my product, something goes on, like my business goes into debt, my own personal finances are liable for it because I'm a sole proprietor. Like the business is me. So that is a sole proprietor. That's what I am. And then there is an LLC. A lot of people do LLC, and it is really up to the person what you decide to choose. LLC is a contract. Basically, your business is its own entity, and if the business goes into debt, they cannot take away from your personal funds and your assets. Okay, so that's the difference if you want to do LLC or if you want to do sole proprietor. I choose to stay sovereign, which is sole proprietor. I choose to stay as an individual because I, under a sole proprietor, can open as many businesses as I want under my tax ID. Now, how it works for LLC, I understand that it's not the same, but I would have to do more research to give you more in depth about that. So if you are curious about that and you're not sure exactly where to look, just message me and I'll help you find that answer. But sole proprietor, that's my specialty, girl. Okay, so that is a sole proprietor. I am. So as a sole proprietor, the first step you would have to take, really what you want to do when you are opening any type of business, is you want to write a business plan. So you're going to have a business plan where you're coming up with, like your funding, how much you're able to spend, your location, like what you're going to want, where you're going to want to do it. Are you going to want a brick and mortar, or are you going to want to go online and do this? Also, you're going to want to come up with your name, and what I learned as far as names is concerned is not to limit your title, because because I don't know if anybody knows about Burlington Coat Factory. So I don't know if anybody ever read this article, but I read an article that they said, they didn't think about the future when they named the company. They were selling literally coats. So that's my understanding. They said Burlington Coat Factory. So when I read that article, I can't remember where, I was like, okay, Connie, the sky is the limit. Like, there is no limit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's infinite. Possibilities are infinite. So I'm like, I'm not going to limit my name. So I chose my name because I wanted to sell purses from the beginning. I wanted to sell t-shirts. I wanted to sell jewelry like paparazzi. I wanted to sell all these things, makeup, and I did eventually. So I was like, well, boutique. You know what I'm saying? So I came up with Connie's Little Boutique. I don't know why I said little. I should have said big. You know what I'm saying? I should have went big with it. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't. I picked Connie's Little Boutique. But I wanted to make sure I didn't limit my company. So when you're choosing a name, definitely consider that part. Like like, are you just keeping it right here? It's candles and whatnot, or are you going to want to sell a lot of things eventually? So definitely want to consider that. Now, registering your business is going to be your next step if you are going to do this and you are dead serious, girl, and you are committed to this. There is no going back. Okay? You're going to go and you're going to register your business. Now, I recommend to register your business before doing any selling. Now, I see a lot of people who do Facebook Lives and they are not registered sellers in their state. Now, that is their choice, but if you get caught doing that in your state, depending on your laws and your city, you can get penalized for it. I do not recommend it. I do not like to break the law, so I got registered before I sold anything. And to get registered as a sole proprietor, I first got on we call it here in Texas. Now, if you're in a different state and you're not sure how to do this, and I'm not sure, but I can definitely help you research if you're needing help. Like if you're doing research and and you need to ask somebody, and two heads are always better than one, girl. So just message me and I can look it up too. So, but in the state of Texas, you go to the Texas Comptroller. You can do all of this online. TexasComptroller.com in the state of Texas. This is where you're going to get your tax permit at. Okay, so they are going to give you your very own tax permit ID that is going to be linked to your Social Security for the rest of your life. Okay, so that's what you're going to want to do first, is get that tax ID online completely for free, and they're going to send you the paper. I should have brought it in here. They're going to send you the paper, your certificate in the mail, and you'll have it within 2 weeks. You do not need this paper in order to open up business, okay? So you can literally screenshot that. They're going to give it to you online, but they're going to send you a certificate. So you can screenshot that, and you're ready. You know what I'm saying? Like as soon as you get the rest of the steps done, you're ready for business, okay? It costs nothing to open up a business in the state of Texas, because Texas encourages their residents to pursue entrepreneurship and to do things. They really do. So can you close the door, my love? I got about 15 minutes. Okay, I got 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna try to talk a little bit faster. So okay, Texas tax ID. After you get your tax ID, you're gonna want to log on to the federal tax bureau. Hello. Federal tax. I don't know if anybody can correct me how to exactly say it. Federal tax. You're going to want to get your EIN number. This is your Texas is our own country. Yes, girl. What's it called? So you want to get your EIN number. You are going to want to get this EIN number, even if you don't have any employees, if you're a sole proprietor, okay? You're just going to get it anyways. No, you do not have to pay unemployment taxes. An EIN number is for employees. And when you have employees, you have to pay unemployment taxes to the state. Is it the state or is the federal? Okay, I will have to research that and get back to you on that one. But you will have to pay unemployment taxes if you have employees, and that is what this number is for. If you are a sole proprietor individual like me, you do not have to pay unemployment taxes, okay? But you do need the EIN number. Then you are going to go down to your local. This is Texas, you guys. And like I said, if you're in another state and you need help, just message me. I am more than happy to help you research. Okay. You're going to go down to, you don't even have to go down anymore because yeah, you do have to go down. No, you don't have to go down. No, I think she said you didn't have to, but it was faster for me to go down. Okay. I didn't want to wait for anybody's emails and all that stuff. So, you go down to the county clerk's office and you get your DBA. Okay. So first you're going to get online. There you go. Come on, Connie, get it together. You're going to get online, do your DBA, which is in your county clerk's office. Okay. Then they're going to have you get it notarized. All right, because you're registering your name, your DBA, doing business under an assumed name. So a DBA, that is what it stands for. I missed that whole part. I don't do business under Consuelo Diaz. As far as my boutique is, I did business under Connie's Little Boutique. So doing business under an assumed name. Okay, so that is why you need to go down to your county clerk's office if you are doing that. If you're doing it under your own name, do not think that you need a DBA, and I will have to research that more if you do want to know that specific answer, okay? But this is just me, DBA. It was $5 to get a notarized for my DBA, and it was I think Littlefield didn't charge, but Lubbock, Texas actually charged me, I believe, $27 to register the name after the $5 notary. So that's like $33 right now we're sitting at to start your business right now. Okay, so $33, and that's in the state of Texas. So you do need the DBA. Okay, after this, you're going to want to go and open up your business accounts, okay? Business accounts, you're going to want a business account. Make sure you keep a personal account, okay? You guys do not mix your money. I've always had a personal one, but I've heard really bad horror stories. And then I suggest that you open up a tax account. And I'm talking about a sales tax account. So that first tax ID number, I forgot to mention that. That is because in the state of Texas, you have to be permitted to sell goods in the state of Texas or a service, and you collect taxes from your customer and you pay the taxes that they paid to your state and your city. So I recommend to open up a sales tax ID account. They usually don't require very much to put down in their account. Some of them are free depending on your area and your bank. Okay. I recommend that very highly. To keep everything separate. You never want to keep it mixed up because in Texas, you have to pay sales tax to the state of Texas that you collected from all your customers every 3 months here in the state of Texas, every 3 months. And you have to file it and pay that money to them. And they're expecting it. They're going to want to know how much you sold and if you had refunds. And it's a whole questionnaire list, but it's not hard. It's not hard at all. If you ever have any questions about that, just message me. I'm more than happy to help with that. Let's see. I did write down owners, because a lot of people have questions about how much money they should keep. Now, you guys, when you open up a business, just make sure that you sit down and you are writing down your business goals, okay? Why you're and your plan, and like actually sit down with yourself, like why you're doing it. Like, are you doing it to make money right now? Because it's in all reality, a business is not going to be successful for, you're not going to know really if it's successful or making a profit for 6 months to 3 years, okay? That is when a business sinks or swims. So in my own personal journey that I had with Connie's Boutique, I didn't make $1 for 6 months. Every single dollar, I started with $400. Every single
In
dollar that
cost.
I made, I put back into my business, into supply, to new
No, I'm off 3 days in a row.
into whatever
No,
I was going to do
I
and
don't
what.
talk to Leon.
I don't know whose
Huh?
mic is on, but I don't know if you want to mute it. Thank you. I love you. So,
Who?
so I invested every single dollar that I made
When?
back into my business for at least the first 6 months.
When?
And then there was a time frame that I was able to keep like
Yeah,
$500.
no, I don't talk to him.
And I purchased my kids' school clothes for the first time in like I don't know how
I'm
long.
off for 3
So
days. I work 4
I
tests and
did
I'm
write
off.
down. Um,
It's nice.
I did
By
write
tomorrow,
down. It does.
it's 10 cents less than the lead here.
I don't know. I don't know whose mic is.
So I get 10 hours to do them all day.
It says Hillary
Crochet.
Stacy.
And read.
Let me see. How do you do this?
Got like
Oh, I got it.
done in 2
I
weeks
got
of
it.
crocheting.
Hold on.
I like all your new
If
employees.
you're able to mute everyone that's on your
Thank you. I'm doing it now. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna try to finish because we don't got that much time. We're trying to finish. And then I didn't know if y'all had any questions. Okay, so I did write down most small business owners limit their salaries to 50% of their profits. So if you're investing $200 and you get a return of $300, because it's really the return on investment. Okay, so if you invest $200, you get $300 back. $100 is only your profit, okay? And I don't suggest to keep any profit for the first at least 6 months. That's just my suggestion because it's my own personal journey. Everybody's is different. So 50%. So you would only really keep $50 out of that $300 you made. Okay. So that's just something to keep in mind. Also, I wrote down save 30 to 40% of your business income for federal and state tax. Now, this is your income tax. Since you're not going to be taking money out of your paycheck like you do with your regular job, or like you did with your other job that you were employed for somebody else, they took out taxes automatically. You are going to be putting it in your own separate, and I would put it in a savings account, and write it up as, my savings account for my federal income tax. 30 to 40% of your income you want to put aside for your federal taxes for the end of the year, okay? And let me see. And also, let me see. I did write down, as far as accounting, the best company that I know of, and I have the best referrals for, I've heard the best referrals for and seen, is QuickBooks. QuickBooks is like one of the best things, Scan and Go, girl. So I do have a link for them if you want to check out QuickBooks. I have a link I can send you, message me. And I think they have like some type of, if you sign up with them, they have some type of incentive. Okay, so message me if you're interested in that. I wanted to talk more on, because I did just start a website e-commerce page that's actually, it's a drop shipper, okay? And I started this one for free. I don't know if I'm going to have time to talk about that one, but I definitely suggest a website, okay? Even if you are going to plan on going live, I suggest a website to start off with, no matter what. Why? Because when I tried to transition over, when my business grew so so far, like as far as I could not do 120 invoices by myself. And just eventually I just got tired and burnt out trying to do too much. Not because it wasn't successful, because it was. It's just that I was burnt out of working all alone because I don't have somebody. Okay, 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes. We're gonna do questions here in just a second because I don't have the membership or anything. This is completely free. This you got 40 minutes for free on every meeting, just so you know if you guys ever want to do Zoom. So I suggest it. I even suggest Comet Soul even starting out, especially if you have the money to invest. If you don't have the money to invest, I completely understand. But you can save the money up to invest in something like that sooner in your business. I suggest it because, like I said, when I tried to transfer over from manual invoicing to website, it was just not okay. It was just hard. Yes, yes. And then a lot of people cancel on you that way. But when they can just purchase directly from the site, there's no cancellation now. Everything is different. Marketing, I did want to talk about marketing, so I guess I will schedule a separate conference for anybody that's here to talk about my marketing that I did for my business because I really want to share that with you guys. I did no paid advertisements. Every once in a while, I think the most I spent was $60 in 1 year for paid advertisements because I just couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford it. You know what I mean? I had all the kids. I couldn't afford to. So I found other ways to market my business without having to pay for advertisements. I do want to talk about that for another meeting if you guys want to join me. And that's what I have written down for you guys. I hope you liked it. And if you guys have any questions, we got 10 minutes for any questions. And I will, oh, wait. Can you guys unmute your mics yourself if you have any questions? Angeline, if you can let me know if they're able to.
Oh yes, we're able to unmute.
Any questions?
Can you hear me? Honey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Did you have anybody have any questions for me?
I'm good. It was good. Thank you so much, Connie.